Good afternoon, everyone. I warmly welcome all the members of the Bids and Awards Committee, DPWH, observers, prospective bidders, guests that are present here. Barangay Chairman, Minister Samuel of Barangay Besigan, sir, welcome. Thank you for coming. So today is May 28, 2026, schedule of bidding conference for civil works projects for this office, DPWH Cagayan de Oro First District Engineering Office. So to formally start with, I would like to call Engineer Minio Vite for its opening prayer. Let's all stand. Let's ourselves in the holy presence of the sign of your faith in the boundaries and values of the Bible. Heavenly Father, we thank you for gathering us for today's pre-bidding activity. Grant us wisdom and transparency as we carry out this process. May all actions be for the best interest of the public and serve. Amen. In the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Thank you, Engineer Bruno. So at this point, may I call our member Tribal Secretary for wonderful
Good afternoon again. Attendance for today's pre-bid conference, back chairperson, Engineer Jennifer Ibanaan, back vice chairperson, Engineer Anthony H. Cosona, regular member, Engineer Grace B. Julian, professional members, Engineer Ionic Grace P. Dampios, and Engineer Sean E. B. Silisidario. Head back to the Secretariat, Engineer Aida Marinela Videroy.
Present.
Members, Mr. Efren Paderes and yours truly. Head back to the WG, Mr. Marvin Julius J. Digal. Members, Engineer Camille Andy Escobedo, Engineer Melody Gale L. Basteda, Engineer Nino B. Biti, and Mr. Earl Jan L. Capicon. Programmers, Engineer R.S.D. Calixto, Engineer Dina Andy Bernaldez, and Engineer Carl Marx Colmano. Observers from Barangay Besigan, Barangay Captain Samuel Minister. That's all.
Thank you, Ma'am Lynn. So the back as well as the PWG are majority present. So there is a quorum in this room. So let us also acknowledge our viewers in line. For the information of everyone that we are live via on our YouTube channel and these proceedings are recorded. So today we are scheduled for 4 civil works projects for pre-bidding conference. So these are, first is the contract ID 26PH0024, bid. Construction of multi-purpose building in Barangay Carmen, Cagayan de Oro City, Misamis, Oriental. The coordinates of 124.6088 degrees, 8.4594 degrees, with the approved budget for the contract of 9,899,563 pesos and 69 centavos. Second is contract ID number 26PH0026, rebid. Contract name, construction of Macanhan-Balulang Road, Station 0+000 to Station 1+000, Cagayan de Oro City, Misamis, Oriental. With the approved budget of the contract of 18,498,789 pesos and 21 centavos. And third project is contract ID number 26PH0043, rebid. Contract name, Rehabilitation of Road at Barangay Besigan, Station 0+000 to Station 0+200, Cagayan de Oro City, Misamis, Oriental. With the approved budget of the contract of 4,624,247 pesos and 2 centavos. And last project is contract item 26PH0064. Contract name, Rehabilitation of Road at Barangay Tignapoloan, Station 0+000 to Station 0+200, Cagayan de Oro City, Misamis, Oriental. So these all projects will be discussed by our programmer. Questions and clarifications will be entertained after discussion. So for our first project, we have the construction of multi-purpose building in Barangay Carmen, Cagayan de Oro City, Misamis, Oriental. Coordinates of 124 0.6088 degrees and 8.459 meters. So the details of this project will be discussed by Engineer Dina Ann Bernaldez.
So good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dean Angie Bernaldez. I'm going to present the project construction of multi-purpose building in Barangay Carmen, Cagayan de Oro City, Misamis Oriental, with the coordinates of 124.6088, 8.4595, with a project ID of 36KH0024, which will be located in San Agustin Valley Homes, Phase 2, Barangay Carmen. So the approved budget of contract of this project is 9,899,563 pesos and 69 centavos, and a calendar duration of 180 calendar days. So the scope of work of this project would be the construction of 5 structural bays of covered court with a dimension of 32.9 meters by 22 meters, with a reinforced concrete basketball slab and a standard court line markings, provision of electrical works, and construction of an elevated stage 1.2 in elevation. So this will be the location of the project in San Agustin Valley Home Phase 2. So the site photos. So this will be the perspective of the project and the site development plan. So this is the ground floor plan of the project, 22 by 32.9 meters, and a stage of dimension of 5 by 12 meters. So the front elevations and the rear elevation. Left elevation, the project, and the right side elevation. So this is the schedule of footing, 1.5 by 1.5.3 in thickness, includes the stage and the MPB details. So as well as the schedule of columns, 0.4 by 0.45, and for the stage is 0.4 by 0.4 meters. So the grade beam framing plan, and with the embankment of 0.2 in the slab for the MPB and 1.2 elevation of the stage. So the ground beam, roof beam, truss support beam, and the roof beam of the stage. Schedule of lunges, which will be used in the MPB. So the elevation and the blowout section for the stage. So this will be the connection details of the concrete column and the truss support details for the roof framing plan. So for the rafter, we will be using the white flange of 16 by 45. For the eaves, will be 6 by 9. And for the lateral support, which is 8 by 18. So here is the apex connection detail for the rafter, as well as its rafter splicing connection and the shear splicing connection detail. And also for the connection to the lateral and the rafter. Also the shear connection for the rafter and lateral support. The lateral support connection, shear lateral support connection support splicing connection detail. And for the eaves connection to the rafter. So for the roof planing plan, which will include the cross bracing connections and the subrods detail. So for the roof plan, which will be used of pre-painted the rib type for both the stage and the covered court. So this project also includes the provision of the ramp for our PWDs and the plumbing details of them. For the summary of quantities, for the slab and the footing column beams, for the footing column and beams, we'll be using a structural concrete class A, and for the slab will be structural concrete class B. So here are the also, we will be providing some safety warnings on site. Ay, basahan niyo talaga, ma'am. Sige. For item 1001, for B31, permits and clearances, 1 lump sum. B51, project billboard signages, 2. B.71, occupational safety and health, 1 lump sum. B.91, mobilization, demobilization, 1 lump sum. For earthworks, 803-1A, structural excavation common soil with a quantity of 255.57 cubic. Embankment from roadway excavation, item 8041A, with a quantity of 548.99 cubic. For item 8042A, embankment from borrow common soil, quantity of 293.42 cubic. For gravel fill, item 8047, quantity of 99.7 cubic. For reinforced concrete, item 9001C, structural concrete 3000 plus A, 28 days, 63.16 cubic. Item 902C, structural concrete class B, 28 days, quantity of 83.16 cubic. For item reinforced concrete deformed bars, grade 40, item 902-1A1, 12,581.87 kilograms. For item 9032, formworks and false work, 364.92 square meter. For finishes and other civil works, item 1001, soil poisoning, 82 liters. 1019, storm drain and downspout, 1 lump sum. For item 1003-1A, 1, ceiling, metal fiber cement board, 102.60 square meter. For item 1008-1C, aluminum glass window awning type for the stage, quantity of 1.08 square meter. For flush door, item 1010-2A, quantity 1.44 square meter. For item 1013-2A, fabricated metal roof accessories, ribs and hip rolls, 43.92 linear meter. For item 1013-2B, fabricated metal roofing accessories flashing, 202.52 linear meter. For item 1013C, fabricated metal roofing accessories for gutters, 20 linear meter. For item 1014-1A2, repainted metal sheet, corrugated, with a quantity of 1,118 square meter. For item 1027-1, cement plaster finish, 334.46 square meters. For item 1032-1A, painting works masonry concrete, quantity of 605.29 square meter. For item 1032-1C, painting work steel, 1,248.93 square meter. For item 1046-2A, CHB, 100 mm thick, quantity of 276.85 square meter. For item 1047-4A, metal structural accessories, bolts and rods, 160 each. So, item 1447-4B, metal structural accessories turnbuckle, 40 each, For item 1047.5B, metal structure accessories subrad with a weight of 129.20 kilograms. For item 1047.5C, metal structure accessories cross bracing, 410.28 kilograms. For item 1447.5D, metal accessories steel plates, 944.35 kilograms. For item 1047.6 structural steel, 2,194.16 kilograms. For item 1047.8A, structural steel trusses, 11,645.40 kilograms. For item 1047.8B, structural steel purlins, 4,020.43 kilograms. For the railings, 1,051.8, quantity of 1 lump sum. For the electrical works, which will be lump sum 1,110, conduits, box and fittings, 1,101.33, wires and wiring device, 1 lump sum, 1,102.1, panel board with main and branch breaker, one lump sum. For lighting fixtures and lamps, item 11031, 1 lump sum. For the safety warnings and signages, so the project also includes the permits and clearances. And for the lump sum, these are the items. For the wirings and panel boards and lighting fixtures, conduits, also for the storm drain and railings. So for the minimum requirement, cargo trucks at 12, concrete vibrator, 1 ampere, 5. Yeah, backhoe, 0.80 cubic meter, dump truck, 12 cubic yard. Only. Okay. Again, sa cargo, 12 yard, 1 owned. Sa concrete vibrator, 5 ampere, 2 units owned. Backhoe, 0.80 cubic meter, 1 leased. Dump truck, 12 cubic yard, 1 unit owned. So 1 bagger mixer, 4 to 6 feet cubic minute, 2 unit owned. Bar cutter, 25 mm rebar, 1 unit owned. Bar bender, 25 mm max rebar, 1 unit owned. Welding machine, 50 ampere, 1 unit owned. 500, 1 unit owned. Cutting outfit, 14 inches cut-off machine, 1 unit owned. Material testing apparatus, 1 set owned. Minor tools, 1 set owned. Truck mounted crane, 31 to 35, 1 unit owned. 1 leased, I mean. So to plate compactor, 5 HP, 1 unit owned. So that's all.
Thank you, Engineer Pinaan Bernaldez. So we have any questions or clarification regarding the details of the project? Yes, ma'am. How about from our online viewers?
There's nothing.
Yes, ma'am. So now let's proceed with for our second project. Construction of Macanhan-Balulang Road, Station 0+000 to Station 1+000. Cagayan de Oro City, Misamis, Oriental, with approved budget for a contract of 18,498,789 pesos and 51 centavos. So the details of this project will be discussed by Engineer Carmen.
Hello? Okay, fine. Hello, good afternoon for construction of Macanhan-Balulang Road, Balulang. Shucks, my bad. Ilan yung title? Sorry. Change ang title. There is no Balulang section dapat in the title, so sorry. Gonna change it for the bid bulletin again. Station 0 to Station 1000, Cagayan de Oro City. Beginning of project 10 plus 00 to end of project 1 plus 00. Total length of road is 1,000 meters. An approved budget for the contract of 18,498,789.21, calendar days of 233 calendar days. And here's the location of the project. Starting from the intersection or crossing to Center Balulang and to Uptown to City Uptown. So most of the scopers for this project is rehabilitation of road only. So here's the plan profile for the project. As what I've stated, the stationing of the project started on the intersection or towards Centro Balulang or towards the Barangay Balulang. Okay, proceeding next. Sale plan and profile. And here are the summary of quantities for this project. B.3 permits and clearances, 1 lump sum for the excavation permit. B.5 project billboards, the signboard for each. B.72 occupational safety and health program, 1 lump sum. B.82 traffic management, 1 lump sum. B.9 mobilization. The mobilization, 1 lump sum. And for our earthworks, we have 1013B3 removal of actual structures. Obstruction, 0.23 meter stake, CCP reinforced with a quantity of 4,213.79 square meters. And for 1022, surplus common excavation with a quantity of 211.08 cubic meters. 1041A for embankment from roadway structure excavation, common soil with a quantity of 47.13 cubic meters. And 1051B for subgrade preparation for existing pavement with a quantity of 6,100 square meters. And for the aggregate base course or 211, we have a quantity of 1,220 cubic meters. And for surface courses, we're going to be using 3111E1 for the cement concrete pavement, unreinforced, 0.28 meters thick, 14 days. With a quantity of 6,100 square meters. And for the miscellaneous structures is 6121 and 6122 for reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings white and reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings yellow, which are quantities of 247.35 square meters and 57 square meters as follows. Here are the typical pavement markings, details, grading quantities, and so forth. And here are the typical roadway sections for this. We have a 280 mm thick for our PCCP. That's going to be replacing our 0.83 meters thick on actual or existing pavement. And for the aggregate base course, we're going to be replacing it for 200 mm thickness for base course. So here are the only typical roadway sections. And here are the typical plan for reblocking the old pavement. So it's the details for that. So continuing to minimum equipments required or requirements, we have two-way radio, 3 own barricade flasher lights, 10 own trailer for equipments, 1 lease, trailer for minor tools, 1 lease, backhoe with pavement breaker, 1 lease, payloader, 2 lease, dump truck, 1 lease. 2 lease, concrete saw, 1 own, bulldozer, 1 lease, backhoe, 1 own, motorized road grader, 1 lease, vibrator roller, 1 own, water truck / pump, 1 lease, concrete vibrator, 2 own, concrete screeder, 1 own, bar cutter, 1 own, mechanized joint sealer, 1 own, transit mixer, 4 lease, concrete batch plant, 1 lease, cargo / service truck, all models truck, 1 lease, bar bender, 1 lease, 1 barrow mixer, one lease, should be one own. Gonna change for the bid bulletin, sorry. Applicator machine and kneading machine should be one own still. And lastly, material testing apparatus in accordance to DEO 11 series of 2017, one set own. So that's all for construction of Macanhan-Balulang Road, Cagayan de Oro City, Mr. Sorrento. Any questions?
Thank you, Engineer R. Max Pulmano. So do we have any questions or clarifications? Yes, how about from our online viewers?
Here's Nelson.
No, there's no questions for this project. So now let's proceed for our third project. Rehabilitation of road at Barangay Besigan, station 0+000 to station 0+200, Cagayan de Oro City, Misamis, Oriental. So the details of this project will be discussed by Engineer Aris Calisan.
Good afternoon, everyone. Rehabilitation of road at Barangay Besigan, Station 0 to Station 200. Cagayan de Oro City, Misamis Oriental. So, that's a 200-meter length. The approved budget for the contract is 4,622,247.02. Project duration, this project is 74 calendar days. And the scope of work is construction improvement of existing road to gravel or paved road. I will be explaining this later. With width of 2.5 meters both sides and 0.2 meters thick PCCP. So there's also a construction of gravel shoulder with width of 0.7 meters both sides and construction of RC pipe covered with slope protection. So material used is grouted riprap and stone masonry. So this is situated in Barangay Besigan. This is the vicinity map. For specifics, this is the continuation of our previous FMR project, 2025 project. So we will be continuing that stretch. So this is a 200-meter length project. So these are the site images. So for the plan and profile, this is the plan and profile indicated the every scope of work. Wherein we could see the existing waterway that we will be passing through. So we will be installing a cross drainage system. Material used is RC pipe covered. And a slope protections with the use of retaining wall stone masonry on the RC pipe and grouted riprap for the continuation of the slope protections. So you can also see here the invert elevation of the RC pipe. So it will be on the plan and profile of the approved plan. Continuation. So this is also the straight line diagram. So the whole 200-meter length, we will not be having the concreting. So there should be a station limit here. So if you see the brown one, there's we will be having a gravel aggregate course, and the gray one is the only station of the PCCP. So it is the budgeting of the appropriation. So for the typical sections, so again, we will be having a section of just gravel aggregate base course, and we will be having a PCCP with width of 2.5 meters both sides, so 5 meters both. So also in the PCCP section, we will be having the slope protection and also the typical section of the waterway in the RC pipe covered. So for the station limit, so this is the station limits. So for the PCCP, The length of the PCCP is just 80 meters. And for the others, it is 120 meters, the other gravel carriageway. So there's also the stationing of these slope protections, as you can see here. So these are the details of these slope protections and the pipe cover. And also there's a construction of spillways after the cross drain, both outflow and inflow. So these are the details of the PCCP and the geometric design standard drawings. So for summary of quantities, we have here B.3 permits and clearances, 1 lump sum. B.5 project billboard and signboard for each. Occupational safety and health program, 1 lump sum. Traffic management, 1 lump sum. Mobilization, demobilization, 1 lump sum. Embankment from roadway, structure excavation, common soil, 219.05 cubic. Embankment from borrow, common soil, 938.76 cubic. Aggregate base course, 139.03 cubic. Portland cement concrete pavement, unreinforced, 0.2 meters, take 14 days, 400 square meter. Pipe culverts, class 4 RCPC, 18 linear meter. Grouted riprap, class A, 187.62 cubic. And stone masonry is 69.79 cubic meters. For the minimum equipment requirement. We have here backhoe, 1 list, payloader, 1 list, motorized road grader, 1 list, vibratory roller, 1 list, water truck pump, 1 owned, plate compactor, 1 owned, transit mixer, 4 list, concrete vibrator, 2 owned, concrete batch plant, 1 list, concrete screeder, 1 owned, concrete saw, 1 owned, bar cutter, single phase, 1 owned, joint sealer machine, 1 list, 1 bagger mixer, 1 owned, backhoe, wheel mounted, 1 list, material testing apparatus, 1 owned, two-way radio, 2 owned, and barricade flasher light, 12 owned. So for the inclusion of the pay item B.3 permits and clearances, the inclusion of this pay item is in CIP permits and clearances as per memo order number R10 of BV 00395 series of 2025. So the rest of these are the attachments. These the attachments for our road right of way. And we are the permit to enter in our site validation plan, site validation documents, and also our soil test reports. We have a trial 1 and trial 2. So that's all for this project. Any question?
Thank you, Engineer Aris Kalisa. So, do we have any questions? There's none. How about from online viewers? There's none. So now let's proceed for our your project. The rehabilitation of road at Barangay Tignapoloan, Station 0+000 to Station 0+200. Cagayan de Oro CP, Misamis, Oriental. The details of this project will be discussed by Engineer Aris Kalisa.
So good afternoon again, everyone. Rehabilitation of road at Barangay Tignapoloan, Station 0 to Station 200, Cagayan de Oro City, Misamis, Oriental. So this has a station limit of 0 to Station 200 with a net length of 200 meters. Approved budget for the contract is 4,623,436.97. Project duration is 73 calendar days, and the scope of work is rehabilitation, improvement of existing gravel paved road to paved road with width of 6.1 meters and thickness of 0.23 meters thick PCCP. And there's also installation of solar street lights. So general drawing is located in Barangay Tignapoloan. This is the vicinity map. It is in front of, so this is the site development plan. It's in front of the Manay High School. So this is the Macanhan-Balulang School. So we will be having a rehabilitation of road, 200 meters length. in this section. So these are the site images. So for our plan profile, this is the plan and profile indicating our scope of work and the locations of our streetlights. So this is also the straight line diagram wherein you can see the brown one representing the rehabilitation of roadway and the red one is the installation of solar streetlights.
Wow.
So for typical drawing, this is our typical drawing. We will be having a width of 3.05 meters both sides, so 6.1 overall. So inclusion of this project is there is a reflectorized thermoplastic pavement marking detail whole stretch of the project. And you can see here the reblocking details on the left side. So there's also an installation of solar LED roadway lightings, 9 meter height and 125 watts. So this is the PCCP details and the geometric design standard drawings. So for the summary of quantities, you have here permits and clearances, 1 lump sum, project billboard and signboard for each. Occupational safety and health program, 1 lump sum, traffic management, 1.67 months. Mobilization, demobilization, 1 lump sum. Removal of actual structure, obstruction, 0.93 meters thick, 1,220 square meters or plus common excavation, 372.7 cubic. Structure excavation, 4.75 cubic, embankment from roadway structure excavation, 7.26 cubic, and gravel fill, 0.43 cubic. For the sub-base and base course, we have here aggregate base course, 244 cubic. Portland cement concrete pavement, 1,220 square meter. For the reinforcing steel, grade 40, 255.69 kilograms. Structural concrete, 2.2 cubic. Structural concrete painting works, 2.4 square meter. And reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings white, 47.2 square meter. Reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings yellow, 16.54 square meter. And single arm solar LED roadway lighting, 9 meters pole, 80 to 125 watts, 3 each. So for our minimum equipment requirement, so we have here backhoe. This is, so I'll be posting the own or list in the bid bulletin. So this is backhoe, one list, dump truck, 2 list, bulldozer, 1 list, payloader, 1 list, motorized road grader, 1 list, vibratory roller, 1 list, water truck pump, 1 list, plate compactor, 1 list, transit mixer, 4 list, concrete vibrator, 2 owned, concrete batch plant, 1 list, concrete skidder, 1 list, concrete saw, 1 list, 1 owned, bar cutter, single phase, 1 owned, joint sealer machine, 1 list, bar bender, 1 owned, 1 bagger mixer, 1 owned, truck mounted crane, 1 list, cargo service truck, 2 to 5 metric ton, 1 list, cargo service truck, 9 to 10 metric ton, 1 list, backhoe with breaker, 1 list, applicator machine, 1 list, and kneading machine, 1 list, and material testing apparatus, 1 owned. So for our traffic management, we have here 2-way radio, 2 owned, and barricade flasher light, 29 list. So for the inclusions of our pay items, we have here permits and clearances. The inclusion of this pay item is in CIP permits and clearances as per memo order number R10 FDV 00395 series of 2025. And this is the specifications of our single arm solar LED roadway lightings. So in continuation, this is the attachment. So this is the soil test reports, trial 1 and trial 2. So that's all for this project. Take care. Any question?
Thank you, Engineer Caliso. Do we have any question? How about from our online viewers?
Here's the design.
There is none. So There's no questions regarding the details of this matter. So now, let's proceed to, so now we will call our back secretariat for discussions of the dates of the opening of bids and other matters for our prospective bidder.
So good afternoon once again. I will be discussing more on the minimum requirements that must be complied by the bidders and the common reasons for non-compliance. So first, we have here the procurement schedule. So the aforementioned projects, these are the deadlines now. So we have here the buying of tender documents, which will be until June 9, 2026 at 9:30 a.m. only. For the deadline for each submission of bids, it will be on the same date until 10 a.m. Then it will be followed, the opening of bids will be right after the dropping or the submission of bids on the same day. So we have here the submission of bids. We have two modes of submission. We have the manual submission and the electronic submission of bids. For the manual submission, we have two envelope system. For the first envelope, we have the technical, the second envelope and is the financial envelope. So for the technical envelopes, enclosed is the original and the copy 1 and copy 2 of your bids. Also for the financial envelope. So for the electronic submission of bids, the details are stated in the bid data sheet, which is in accordance with DEO 87 series of 2020. So for the submission of proposals, bid proposals may be submitted through an authorized representative together with the original notarized special power of attorney or the SPA for sole proprietor, for board, partnership, joint venture, resolution with secretary certificate for the corporation, partnership, joint venture, or cooperative, which is contract specific, and a presentation of company ID or any governmentation ID to ensure the representative is an official member and to prevent fraudulent actions such as unauthorized use of another contractor's eligibility for personal gain. So these are the requirements or the eligibility, technical, and financial requirements for the first envelope. So we have here the field jobs, the valid field jobs registration certificate. It should be updated. The statement of the prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started. So we have here a reminder for the prospective bidders that failure to disclose the required information or providing incomplete or false details may result in disqualification from the bidding process. So this one is the statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract, similar to the contract to be bid. So we also have here the pickup license or special pickup license in case of joint ventures. And then we also have here the bid security in the prescribed form, amount, and validity period. So we have 4 forms. We have the following forms: the cash or cashier's manager's check, the bank draft, guarantee or irrevocable letter of credit, surety bond, and the bid securing declaration, wherein prospective bidders may opt to choose either of the 4 forms of bid security. So we have here the bid securing declaration form, standard form. So this, for the project requirements, we have here the standard form for the organizational chart for the contract to be bid. The list of contractors' key personnel to be assigned to the contract to be bid with their complete qualification and experience data. The list of contractors' major construction and laboratory equipment units, which are owned, leased,
and/or under purchase agreements supported by proof of ownership or certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor vendor for the duration of the project. So these are the standard forms for the list of contractors' key personnel. The standard form for the list of contractors' major equipments, prospective bidders, may we remind you that please fill up the said information stated here. Then the original duly signed omnibus warrant statement, we have a standard form for that. Then the prospective bidders computation of net financial contracting capacity, or the NFCC. For joint ventures, they should attach their duly signed joint venture agreement. So we have here the standard form for the omnibus warrant statement. So an additional requirement for corporations, the latest general information sheet reflecting beneficial ownership information, which is duly received by the Security Exchange Commission. So for our second envelope, we have here the financial requirements or the financial proposal. So we have 5 documents to be submitted. We have here the financial bid form, bill of quantities, the detailed estimates, and the cash flow by quarter. So we have here the following standard forms, which can all be downloaded in the website and the PhilJeps. So we have here the common grounds for a non-compliant bid. So one of the observations, among the observations from our previous procurement activities, we have here the missing or incomplete required documents, unsigned or improperly signed forms, incorrect or inconsistent computations in the bill of quantities or financial proposal, expired or invalid licenses and permits, non-compliance with specified technical requirements, and the failure to use the prescribed forms. So what are the preventive measures or the recommendations we have? So we have here to carefully check the validity of all documents, ensure all forms are signed by the authorized signatory, use the exact forms provided in the bidding documents, to verify computations before submission, to organize documents according to the prescribed sequence, and to ask for clarifications at the back secretariat within the allowable period. So I believe that would be all, Mr. Chair. Thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you, Engineer Anga. So before we conclude this pre-meeting conference, I would like to thank all the members of the Peace and Award Committee, TWG programmers, and our guests and visitors. Now, thank you from Macanhan-Balulang. No, thank you. Thank you for coming.
Where's your question? What are the questions?
So with that, this pre-meeting conference of our civil works projects is hereby officially adjourned. Thank you and have a good day.
Anyway.